Donk Nation, Jackson, Janet's greetings and welcome to your daily dose of Donkey with Ginger. It's your boy, the Viking Donkey, bringing you the BugCap after the Colts lost. Bugboo, not such a good week for the Steelers this time, huh?
Yeah.
Watch the game though. What did you think about it?
Close comeback.
Close comeback. There was a good try on the comeback. Any specific things you want to talk about or point out before we get into breaking down offense, defense, special teams performance?
No.
No, nothing you want to just start off with. I think we'll start on the side of the ball that's the easiest to explain last week, and that's the defense. Really a healthy unit. And yeah, they stopped the run in the second half after the injury to Richardson. But when Anthony Richardson was in there, the Steelers were getting torched for long pass plays. The Steelers were getting torched for long run plays. They just could not contain a quarterback who this year had completed less than 50% of his passes, had more turnovers than touchdowns, and really a Colts offense that looked inept the first 4 weeks came out and took it to the quote unquote great Steelers defense. Is there a cause for concern, or do you think this was just a one off bad experience for the Steelers?
Enough.
One off. Maybe the Colts, though, know something because last year the Colts also put up 30 points against these Pittsburgh Steelers. Is the Colts system something you think can exploit the Steelers going forward?
Maybe.
Maybe. Secondary. Bad penalties by Joey Porter Jr. Getting torched all day by Michael Pittman. A no-show again from Minka Fitzpatrick. At least Elliott played good for a little bit. Jackson absolutely played terrible. I know the stat lines don't show it, but he twice got beat for what should have been touchdowns that just weren't completions. Joe Flacco, a statue of a man, comes in the second quarter for Richardson, and the Steelers just can't slow it down. The Steelers' offense in the second half finally gets it going, score some points, but every time it seemed the defense gave points right back to the Colts. The only stop they really had was after the terrible play by Fields on the fumble. They actually made a stop and held the Colts to a field goal that while we're yelling, miss it, miss it, miss it, they did and gave us a chance. But I struggle to find a strong point from this defense, Bug. How about you?
Yeah.
It was just a bad performance, a burn the tape. But there were some big concerns, and that's another bad game by Patrick Queen. At this point, we got to question whether or not Patrick Queen should be the starting linebacker, don't you think?
Yeah.
I mean, he should start feeling some pressure because Wilson's playing a lot more. We still have Landon Roberts, who was the starter all of last year for us. At some point, Patrick Queen either needs to show up or sit down. Is that a fair analysis?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. This was, I hate to say it, this is what the Pittsburgh Steelers defense looks like when TJ Watt doesn't show up. And your boy TJ just did not have a TJ type of game. Going against a battered Colts team, he just couldn't get anything going, huh, Bug?
Yeah.
Yeah, any closing parts you'd like to say about this defense? Because, again, another no-turnover game. Another, what? I think we had 2 sacks, and you have a guy like Joe Flacco who can't move. You have to be doing more than 2 sacks. Now, watching the Colts try to do the read option because that's what their offense is after the injury to Richardson was quite funny because nobody's going to believe that you're going to hand the ball or keep the ball when you're Joe Flacco. They know you're handing it off. So really, the defense was playing with a big advantage and just didn't get it done this week.
Yeah.
And now let's get to the offense side of the ball. The first half, they didn't get anything done. It looked like they were playing ultra conservative. All of a sudden, before you even look up, the Steelers are down, 17-3 at halftime. Just no offense whatsoever, not moving the ball. Najee Harris being absolutely unproductive when running the ball. Ends the day with 13 carries for 19 yards. That's a yard and a half a carry. That's just not good enough in the modern NFL, especially when you consider the spark happened for this offense when Cordero Patterson came in. He gets 6 carries, 43 yards, breaking like 7 yards a carry. The offense is looking good, and he goes down to an ankle injury. Just lots of injuries in this game for the Steelers. Big things that are going to hurt them going forward. It looks like we still haven't seen Patterson practice this week. We lost James Daniels, probably our best offensive lineman to this point, out for the year in this game. Nick Herbig, baby bro Herbig, gets hurt in the game. Not only do the Steelers lose this game 27-24, they get a lot of injuries. Najee Harris looks terrible running the ball. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Anything you'd like to say about the offense before I start breaking it down?
No.
Okay. You see that Najee is outperformed by the backup backs, in this case, in the same role. He does have a big screen pass catch for 40 yards, a really well designed play for once. The Colts didn't see it coming, and Najee gets an easy scamper for 40 yards. That was good to see. We got to see the first taste of the bad Justin Fields, and that was the 3rd and 12 in field goal range where he runs backwards 20 yards and fumbles it. The Colts recover it. It doesn't lead to anything because they missed a field goal. But we finally got to see the bad Justin Fields. What did you think about that?
Bad.
You didn't like it. But we also got to see the good Justin Fields with some perfectly placed passes, some ability to avoid the pass rush, the things that made Justin Fields such a tantalizing guy when he was available as a first-round quarterback, the thing that made the Bears consider keeping him instead of drafting Caleb Williams 1 overall. You got to see the absolute tantalizing talent. And in your opinion, do you like Justin Fields to be the starter for the Steelers the whole year? Do you think Russell Wilson should get a shot? Justin Fields. There's a whole lot we could talk about on this offense. Again, Van Jefferson plays the whole game as the number 2 receiver and does about nothing. I mean, he had, 2 catches for 21 yards. Calvin Austin, 1 catch for 17 yards. My question, Bug, the game we went to, the receiver who looked the best on the field was Scotty Miller. Where the heck was Scotty Miller during the Colts game?
Probably wandering off watching.
What he definitely was sitting the bench. Like, why are the Steelers not utilizing their best players in these situations? I don't get it. We got to see a good game from George Pickens if you look at the 7 for 113 stat line. But arguably the most costly thing was his little hot dog and it fumble at the 5-yard line when we were about to score. You remember that play?
Oh man, that was not good to watch.
No, that was devastating. And all the people who say that he's really not into it, that's not a good look for him. The bright parts, like I said, Justin Fields tried to lead the comeback, just didn't have enough in it. Came up a little short, wouldn't you say? But the offense tried to get us back into it, 24-27. The tight ends are finally involved. Freiermuth, 5 catches for 57 yards and a touchdown, his first in 12 games. Good to see Freiermuth put one in the end zone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. You also have Darnell Washington having 2 catches for 31 yards. And that play down the sideline where he stiff-armed a dude to the ground and then hurdled a dude. I know you loved that one.
Well, I loved that.
So while the offense definitely didn't produce in the first half, the second half coming with 3 straight touchdown drives. That's what we were promised when we were promised this offense is going to look different. This offense is going to be great under Arthur Smith. That's what we've been promised. Through 4 games, we've only seen it once, and we've only seen it when we were losing. This offense needs to show up. Specifically, that offense needs to show up when the game's early, don't you think? Maybe put a game out early so the other team just quits. Wouldn't that be good to see?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see that this week against the Dallas Cowboys. Anything you want to say on closing thoughts on offense? To me, the running game, when it wasn't Najee, was good. When it was Najee, was bad. The passing game in the first half wasn't aggressive, and it showed. The second half got aggressive and was productive. Scotty Miller needs to be in there over Van Jefferson. And really exploit the talent you have is what I'm thinking for the offense. What do you think, Bug?
Yeah.
Anything to say about this offense going forward? What do you like to see from them? Or what you saw from them this week, either way?
More catches.
More catches, yeah, that would be fun to see. We did see Justin Fields have his best day as a passer for the Steelers. He went out there and he was 22 of 34, 65%, 312 yards with 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Remember, he also added a rushing touchdown. So, really doing a good job accounting for the touchdown. Actually, 2 rushing touchdowns, right? So he's accounting for all sorts of touchdowns here for the Steelers. Anything else to note? I mean, Boswell did Boswell things, I guess is the way you could say it, because, he just is very solid, made his field goal, made all his extra points. Waitman on the punts this week, his long was only 40. He only punted 3 times. He put 2 of them inside the 20, never really asked to kick one long. I think he did his job solidly, so no complaints there. Anything you want to shout out on the special teams? We had Beanie Bishop get half a sack, Ogunjobi, and I believe Hayward is the one who got a full sack, so that was good to see. Just, I don't know, some moving pieces going forward. We'll see what happens going into this week where we play the Dallas Cowboys in prime time, Bug-Boo. Luckily, we don't got no scouts to worry about, so we won't have to miss any part of it. But let's do your picks for the AFC North games. We had the Baltimore Ravens going to the Cincinnati Bengals. Who'd you like in that one?
Cincy.
You like Cincy putting 2 in a row up there. We have the Cleveland Browns going to the Washington Commanders, who, by the way, fun fact, the Washington Commanders scored in either 16 or 17 straight possessions without a punt or with a score, like the longest streak since 2000 or pre-2000. So that offense has been roaming down there in Washington. We got the Browns going in there. Who'd you like in the Browns versus the Commanders?
Bengals.
The way their offense is, that's a fair pick. And then we got the primetime game of the Dallas Cowboys coming to face the Pittsburgh Steelers at Acrisure Stadium. Who'd you like in that one?
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Very good. Do you have a shout out from this week of anyone you thought played a really, really good football game?
Hayward.
Hayward, you think Hayward played? You're going to give a shout out to the defense in that game. All right, I can respect that. I guess this time I'll let you know I'm the Viking Donkey. It's Viking_Donkey at Twitch or Twitter. Your daily dose of Donkey of Gingers, where you get this fun content. Be sure to tune in for the flagship episode. He's the Bugaboo. And, well, too young, no socials, not doing that crazy stuff yet. But Donk Nation, Steeler Nation, love y'all. Wave them if you got them.
Pittsburgh Nation is gonna win in prime time.